Hello, welcome to the stream. In this stream, we'll be trying to build a image carousel or image slideshow using Manla JavaScript. So it will be a very simple project. And yeah, so let's start with the CSS. So for like all my projects, I start with setting the margin and padding to 0 for all elements, and I set the box sizing to border box. So basically the star or asterisk symbol, what it means is that it will set to all HTML elements will have the following style. So we are basically setting the margin and padding to 0 and box sizing to border box, and now we can give some background color to the body so that we can make it some more interesting. And for the body I will use a purple color. So basically what we are trying to achieve is we are trying to use use the JavaScript to build a image carousel. So we'll be focusing less on the display or visual design of the application, and we'll be focusing more on the functionality of the application. So basically we need an image slider which will be automatically sliding the images every second, or we can set like 1 second or 2 seconds, and the image will just change automatically. So basically for a project like this, we'll be having the backend send us the image data or something like that. But for this project, we'll be using we'll be setting, we'll be creating an array which will be having all our image links, and we'll just change them with the help of JavaScript. And I will just add some basic display flex properties into the body so that we can have the elements centered, the main project centered. And we can also set the height to 100 VH so that we get the elements or the main section centered properly. So the basic styling is done. Now we can now go to the markup. Now we can create some HTML here. So I just I'm just for this project, I mean you can do this thing in multiple ways. I'm just choosing to start with creating a main tag, and inside the main tag we'll be having a div tag with ID of gallery set, and inside that we have an image tag with also of gallery image. And so I'm using Unsplash to get my images, and for colors I'm using colors UI to get the colors, and Unsplash to get my images. So I have already set some images. I have taken the images from Unsplash and set them. So I'm going to use a random image here now so that we can see what's happening here. Okay, sorry, we should put this in the source attribute. Okay. So this is what we get. So we can either leave it here, or we can maybe add some more styling. So maybe we can so maybe we can give it some basic styling to make it look more interesting. So we can select the gallery image uh, to have a border of 1 rem and solid. Then we can set it to white, and border radius of 2 rem, and that gives us this look. And yeah, if it's fine, we can just go ahead with our JavaScript. We can I mean you can always, if you are doing this project, then make sure to try the project and make it look more better, or you're always free to add more features or make the code more optimized. And now let's start with our JavaScript, and for that first I will copy. So I have created an array with array named images, which will have which has all our image URLs. So I will just paste it here. Okay, so this is just a normal array named images which has all the image links. So now what we can say is that we have to first grab our element. So we can say let image element equal to document dot query selector, and we named it gallery image, and now we have grabbed that. Okay, now we can give it like slide count. We can create a variable named slide count, and we can give it, set it to 0 for now. And then here what we can do is that we can say we can create a function named, not function, we are using a function from JavaScript which is set interval, and again you can create a function and pass the function here, or you can use arrow function. So I'm going to use arrow function to get some practice with using arrow function, and it goes like this. And here we can say uh, every 1 second go ahead and do a console log of hello world. Now if I open my console, we can see hello world printed like every 1 second. So that part is working. So now we can remove that. Also, if you want to check if you have grabbed the correct element, you can do a console log of that. Like you can do a console log of image element, and it will show you the element. Like I can see the image element here. So that's a way to check if you have grabbed the correct element or if you have grabbed the wrong element. So now, okay, so now we can go to the main part here. So basically what we want to do is that if okay, let's start by adding okay, so we have been, so basically how it works is we will every 1 second we will change the image source attribute of the image to one of the image from our array. And so let's do that now. So let's image element dot source equal to, we will say we need to grab it from the images array, and of what index we want to set it to slide count, so that basically we can increment just the slide count and the image will change. So now we are getting this image. So now if I come here and I change this 0 to 1, which means image with an index of 1 will get a different image. If I change it to 2, again it will change. Okay, so now we are, that part is working. So now we want to do is we want to automatically increment it like every 1 second. So here after doing this we can say set slide count plus plus, which basically means that add 1 to it every time when the loop runs. Now if you look, the images are changing automatically every 1 second, and it is working fine, looking good. But there is one issue, like when what happens when the array is finished, right? When the array is finished, we get this sort of effect, and the slide count is just going up, but we won't see any images. So that's a problem. So we can do is we can do a if statement which checks if the slide count have exceeded the array length. So we can do if slide count is equal to images dot length, what we can do is we set the slide count equal to 0. So now let's see what happens. So now we're looping through the images again, and this was the last image. Now it have gone back to the starting and it's looping through it again. So that's all. Like we had like in 26 lines, under 10 minutes we have completed our image slideshow or image carousel. So that's all for the project. So try it yourself, make it like, feel free to improve the code and work on the code, and feel free to just send me a message saying how you have changed, or share with me your GitHub URL. And that's all. Take care.